Hi everybody, it's the Soap Man. It's Saturday afternoon, so I'm doing another batch of soap today. I'm actually mimicking a soap I saw online. I contacted the owner of the company and told her I was going to be doing it. I'm not selling it, we're not in competition or anything, I just really liked it. I believe her name is Kelly, and she is from Earthy Crunchy Soap Company. Crunchy is with a K, that's Earthy Crunchy with a K, soapcompany.com. What I saw looked to me like an abstract city, and I contacted her, and because she called it her dark side, and she told me that it's actually supposed to resemble the female symbol. But she told me her husband saw the city in it as well. So what we're doing, I went ahead and prepped some of this ahead of time because I had to do a lot of stick blending and I had to do a little bit of waiting too, and you all don't want to watch that. And this is an advanced recipe. I made the shapes yesterday and cut them this morning, if you can see. And when we get this in the mold, we'll see a little bit more. So all of that is going to go on this black soap here. And the black soap, I went ahead and I've already made it up and poured it and let it start to thicken up some. It's pretty firm because it's going to support that. And then I'm going to put a thinner batter on top. It's going to be scented with Brambleberry's pumpkin souffle, which has the darkening properties to it. That's really the reason I'm doing this, is to give it its darkening properties. I'm going to put just a little bit of that in there right now. Now, it's true, I'm not wearing gloves, and I should be, and I know it. I have a sink here in case I get a lye burn with cold water, but I'm out of gloves for one, and I don't think I can get these down in there with gloves on anyway, because I'm wanting these. This is a paper towel roll that I made a half circle and cut it in two, and I'm wanting these to just sit on top, so it's going to be really very, very tricky to get this in here, and with gloves, I just don't see it happening, especially if I'm trying to use like bags instead of gloves. So I'm just going to barely, slowly lower that down in there, just right on top of the black soap. And the black soap's nice and firm, so it's going to hold it well. Just gently tap it to make sure it adheres, because I don't want it to pull loose, but I definitely don't want it to sink in. This is the next layer. I just poured a thin layer of white soap all the way across the bottom of this mold and then cut it into these shapes. So this to me is what is like a moon sitting low on the horizon. And these shapes, these abstract shapes, are what to me look like the buildings in the city. And the black is the ground. And the darkened brown soap that I'm going to pour on top is the skyline. I said abstract city, but to me it looked really nice. Now I can tell already my shapes are not the same as hers. I think her circle is probably smaller than mine. So actually, if you go to Earthy Crunchy Soap Company, Crunchy with a K, you'll see hers and can compare it to mine. Now, I can tell already hers is going to be nicer than mine. But anyway, it's what it is, so I'm not going to worry about it. But I did this ahead of time because I didn't want to waste a lot of your time just watching me stick blend. But I wanted that black very, very thick. I wanted it to sit a while and firm up. And then I was going to pour this on top because I want this to be relatively fluid. So it goes down in all the areas, in all the crevices and so forth. And of course this is just looking tan right now, but this is the Brambleberry's pumpkin souffle, which has a darkening characteristic. And I used 1 ounce of it, which for this recipe is like halfway between light and medium. I don't want it a really dark brown. If I put the strong in, it'll be a very, very dark brown, and I don't want that. I just kind of wanted a light background. So here we go. Let's put this in, and we'll pour this on top. And I'll cut it probably tomorrow and post the cutting. And hopefully I have done Kelly justice. far as the top goes, I want a neat, clean, smooth top. So I'm not going to texture it. I'm not going to color it or swirl it or anything. I'm going to pour this on just right to the top of the mold and tap it down nice and smooth because I want a nice, clean, smooth top. As a matter of fact, my spatula, I don't think I'm going to clean it because it's been in the black and I just don't want any black at all on this. I'm going to leave that just like it is. This little bit here, I'm going to put into the muffin mold. I'll use it myself. So I'm not worried about what it looks like. This is also the first time I've used avocado oil. I've never had it. It's not available locally in stores, so I went ahead and ordered some because I've always heard good things about it. I'll post the recipe with this. You can write it down if you want. Pretty simple recipe. I really like a minimum of 50% coconut oil in mine. I know people say that's too high. I really like the lather and the cleaning that I get when I put about 50% coconut oil. And I've done a lot of new recipes recently. And this one is too because I've never used avocado oil, but I'm going back to my 50% coconut oil. So anyway, I'm going to spray this. And I'm going to go ahead and put this in the refrigerator. I'm not worried about gel phase because the darkening characteristics of the scent oil are going to make this dark as it is. I'm not really worried about letting it gel, so I don't want to risk glycerin rivers. So anyway, I will see you tomorrow afternoon for the cutting, everybody. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.